Today we are going to be making the most beautiful, elegant cards. We're going to start off with our Crafter's Companion cardstock. This is a heavyweight cardstock. So we're going to first slice this down at 8 inches. We're going to bring in our Score Master from Crafter's Companion. I absolutely love this scoreboard. I love it to make all my card bases. So once you have 8 inches across, you're going to score all the way down 4 inches. Once you have your long fold, now we need to cut it down to make our card bases complete. So we're at 5.5 right here, and I like to go just below that, just depending upon how many embellishments and things we add to the front. And then again, just a little bit below 5.5. Trim it down so it fits in our card envelope really well. Now we have our 2 card bases. To create our first mat, we're going to bring our black paper down to 5 1/4. We turn it the other way. We're going to bring it to 3 3/4 inches. I'm going to slide this out of the way because that's going to be one of our mats. You're going to slide your other paper up just so we already have another mat cut if we need it. Bring that one to 3 3/4 inches. So I have an extra mat to use now. I'm going to be using the 3D embossing folder that came with my Sizzix Big Shot switch machine. It's really super cute and fun, and it's got these beautiful hearts on it. And don't worry if you don't have this exact embossing folder. Use anything that you have in your stash or in your collection. The paper that I'm going to be running through this embossing folder is the Distress Watercolor cardstock. You can use any cardstock that you have. Just anytime you're using the 3D folders, make sure whatever cardstock you're using, spritz it wet on each side before placing it in your 3D embossing folder, and then run it through your machine. For the Big Shot switch, you're going to need your main base platform, put your embossing folder with the cardstock in it, 1 plate on top through your machine. I'm going to take this long ways and stick it through, and we're going to slice this off at 5 inches. And then turn it the other way and cut it off at 3 1/2. If you've never heard of this before, this is Gilding wax, and it's in the color Empire Gold, right there, Empire Gold. When we open it up, you can see how beautiful the gilding wax is. So we're just going to dab our finger in the gilding wax and just kind of scrape it off. We don't need very much on the finger, and we're just going to dab it around the edges of the card. Once you're done spreading out the gilding wax with your finger, just go over it with a paper towel. This is the look of the gilding wax once you're finished. It gives a beautiful shine, and you can even use this gilding wax on furniture. Makes a beautiful addition to any furniture, picture frames, anything like that, any cute craft projects. Once you're done, you're going to have this beautiful shine on your card. I'm just doing the 2 edges on this card because we're going to cover up this, so there's no need to put gilding wax all over the edges of it. Next, I'm going to take gold foil cardstock that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And this is another die that came with the Sizzix switch machine. And this is such a beautiful, intricate die. So we're going to use this cardstock, this die, and we're going to run it through the machine. I ran my die cut through the 3-inch disposable Xyron. This does not take any refills. It's completely disposable after you're finished using it. But I already ran it through, and I also ran it through my die cut machine to get all the webs off. If you're unfamiliar with the process, I have a video of that up on my channel. Now we have our card base and we have our mat, so we're going to go ahead and put this layer onto the front of our card. We're just going to peel the sticky sheet off the front of our die cut, and we're going to peel our die cut sticker off, and we're going to place it on our card. We're going to line it up from this side right here on the white layer all the way across, and we're just going to cut it off on this side. And it doesn't matter where you cut it, but I'm just going to, for this purpose, cut it off right here with the black mat. And that's how it's going to look. I love using this die. It's got beautiful hearts on it. It's an Edgeables die called Heartfelt Wishes, and it's from Crafter's Companion. We're going to cut out 2 panels, one in black, and this is a cut and emboss die. So we cut it out in black and embossed it, and we also have it in gold cut and embossed. Now that we have our black die cut and our gold die cut, we're going to layer the gold over top of the black. And we're kind of just going to offset it just a little bit, just to give it that really cool layered look. Now we're going to bring back in our card, and we're going to just stick it evenly on the side of the card. And it's okay if there's a little bit of overhang on each side, because we're going to cut that away. And with your scissors, just trim the excess that's hanging over the edge. I have these beautiful pearls and gems that I just purchased, and we're going to be using 3 of these in the corner of the card. I have this really neat tool. It's got a waxy like tip on it, and this is to push the gems down, but I use this to adhere and glue down my gems to my cards. Those gems are absolutely so beautiful. And we're going to be using the words "with love," this die cut from the Lily collection from Crafter's Companion. And I'm going to be die cutting it out of the color Red Carpet. It's Glamour Gloss Cardstock by Brutus Monroe. And here are my tiny die cuts, and I'm going to run them through the Xyron. We're all finished with this card. Absolutely stunning with all of the gold foil accents and the shimmery pearl gems. This is so beautiful, but that gilding wax, look at that. Anyone would be so happy to receive this card. And now on to the next. We already have our card base that we cut before at the beginning, and we already have our black mat that we cut. Now we are going to take the silver foil cardstock. I love the different color foil cardstocks that you can buy. And we're going to cut our mat down to 3.5 by 5. So 3.5 inches by 5 inches. I have this really beautiful 3D embossing folder from Tim Holtz, and it's called Engraved. You see that? And you want to just spritz the back of this paper, the foil cardstock, and then whichever way that you lay this in here, your cardstock will determine if it's embossed or debossed on the side of the cardstock, because this shiny side is the part we're using. Once it comes out of your machine, it's going to look like this. Absolutely beautiful. And I really love the foil look of that. So very elegant. We're going to pull back in our card base and we're going to layer this right onto our card base. We're going to cut a little band out of the Brutus Monroe red carpet cardstock, and this is 1 inch by just a little over 3.5 inches, just wide enough to fit across through here. So we're going to glue this down to the middle of our card. Next up, I have this 3D impresslet from Tim Holtz, and it's called Lucky Love. It's got this cute clover and this beautiful heart. I'm going to be using the heart, and I'm going to be using this same red carpet Brutus Monroe holographic paper to cut out this heart. And it's going to make an impression and cut it out. So it's going to be really 3D embossed plus cut out once we run it through the machine. Anytime that you're going to be using a 3D impresslet, you're going to probably get small little cracks in the paper, and that's totally fine. You could fill this in with an alcohol marker or just leave it as is, but for today's project I'm just going to leave it alone because it actually gives it a lot of character. I love the cracking. Glue it to the center of your card. Now we're going to be using the Expressions Eclipse Alphabet from Crafter's Companion. And if you have anything in your stash, you absolutely need this, because this comes in so handy if you need a word or whatever. Look what nice size letters these are. Absolutely amazing. So you can build your own words just like on the packaging. So we are going to pull the I, the Y, the O, and the U. Once we glue down all of our letters and attach our gems and pearls to the card, this is what it ends up looking like, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I hope you can see all that detail. So elegant, so beautiful, very classy, and so easy and so simple as well. So if you absolutely love these beautiful simple cards that I made, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel so that I can share more with you. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.